A fallen Arizona officer is being honored more than 60 years after he was killed in the line of duty.
So for some reason, his name was not added to the memorial wall in Washington, D.C. Monica Garcia shows us how a Phoenix officer volunteered to help his granddaughter make that happen.
Ever since Candace was a little girl, she would walk by this patch wondering about her grandfather's legacy. Little did she know that she would be playing a key role in helping keep his memory alive.
It was August of 1960. A 26-year-old Gordon James was a little more than a year in the role of sergeant for the Navajo Police Department.
I've been told a lot of stories about him.
But sadly, the father of three and another on the way would find his life, in the prime of it, come to an end.
1 or 2 in the morning, he was riding with his partner in his patrol car, and there was a drunk driver that was trying to pass a bus, a tour bus or a Greyhound bus, and he was hit head-on by that drunk driver.
The crash happened in Keams Canyon, Arizona, located on the Hopi Reservation. The story written in the newspaper at the time says James had been killed instantly.
Like the generational impact of what happens when we lose an officer. It's really, really difficult.
Fast forward 6 decades. Candace Ramsey considers her grandfather's patch one of her most cherished possessions, which is why it was on display when Phoenix Police Sergeant Vince Cole came knocking to follow up on a crime report in the neighborhood.
As we're speaking in the living room, I noticed that she has a Navajo Nation police patch framed on the wall, so I inquired about it.
He was surprised to learn that Sergeant James was never added to the National Law Enforcement Memorial for officers who have died in the line of duty.
History is precarious in nature, and the further we get from a certain time, the more it gets lost.
So he got to work.
They need proof that the person was a police officer, and typically that's done through academy graduation certificates, things like that. And those are one of the things she provided for me.
After months of work, the foundation informed Candace and her family that Sergeant James would be added to the memorial wall in Washington, D.C. this May during the annual Candlelight Vigil.
It gives me something to pass on to my kids.